Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we're back with episode 29 of season 2 of our current Let's Play series, and this is of course oxygen not included. Last time around, all the way down here on the bottom, we built this steam vent tamer and it is working like a charm. Of course, how else would it be? But at the same time, there's a lot more to do. We need to dig all the way around here so we can get over here to this aluminum volcano. That is certainly on the agenda. But also on the agenda is we need to make this entire way here a lot more efficient, all the way throughout the base really, because the dupes are complaining about long commutes, and they're certainly not wrong. So that is also on the list of things to do. And then, up here in the top, we need to build us a 4th rocket so we can actually start colonizing another planetoid. That is certainly something that we will have to do very soon, because yeah, we are running out of stuff to do on our normal planetoids, so it's time to get us another one. So I would say let's get started right away up here on the top. Let's pause the game, overlay back on, and then let's grab us insulated tiles, and let's just come along here. Doesn't really matter too much how long. I should make it a number 9 priority though, so let's build ladders all along here, because we will have to put in some infrastructure as well. So let's see here, yep, all the way through. That is certainly good. That is one too many once again, but that is alright. Alright, so far so good. In F6 we will need fuel all the way through, and we will also need water all the way through. In F7 on the other hand we will also need oxygen all the way through. So that is very good. And in F2, last but not least, we will also need power all the way through. There we go. Hell of a lot better. Last but not least, let's drop in this thing right here, our rocket platform, and plop some ladders around it. We're just gonna copy and paste what we have on the other side, because we will need the exact same thing one more time. So let's bring this up. There we go. Alright, so far so good. The dupes have now more than enough to do up here on the top. Let's make sure everything here is number 9. There we go. And now dupes, you can get started on this. Now, just a very short time later, the dupes are starting to build here, but at the very same time, yeah, it is very inefficient what we are doing here. So let's change that. In base, we are going to get us a transit tube access. Yeah, something just like this here. And we're probably gonna plop one, yeah, right around here, right around there. Let's see, where else do we have space to plop those things? Here we have one. There we could need one. And then probably all the way down here on the bottom, another one. And eventually, you know what, actually, the system, we could build it over here. Yes, I'm gonna plop another one here, another one there, and another one there. Yep, that seems like a pretty decent system. Then we of course need to connect them all to transit tubes. So let's do precisely that. I'm gonna come down here, gonna come up to there, let's see. All the way through here, that will have to go. Gotta keep that in mind. Here we can come through, and not like that preferably though, not entirely sure what I did there. But we're gonna bring it all the way over, something like this here. And then we're gonna come along here, and then all the way over to there. Alright, now the system here starts to make sense. We're gonna come all the way through. Okay, most of these things here will have to be deconstructed. This one here though is crucial. We will have to go around it. And then we keep on going all the way through, down to the bottom, come over and down, one lower, there we go. Alright, that will connect all of them, at least very soon here. As soon as I have this here deconstructed, I will put the rest in. And then we will also take care of power, of course. So yeah, let's get all of this here built, and then we will check back in and see what this here will look like in the end. We are currently at the beginning of cycle 554, and look at this here. Yes, the dupes are making a lot of progress. I extended this here a little bit. I had to do one little thing for it. In F6 we had an outlet right here that let water drop down. I had to bring it to the end of our tube here because otherwise it would not work, but that's the only change I made. And then I extended the tube all the way to the top, all the way around, and all the way over. Literally this simple. So next on the list is power though. So let's take a quick look into our power overlay. This one down here on the bottom already has power, and that is actually fine. You see the potential load, but I will explain here in a second why that is okay. So let's take another look at this one right here. This one here we can connect straight up. That is perfectly fine. Down over here, over here I mean, we need to come straight down with this here. Yes, that is still more than sufficient. This one right here, I'm a little bit worried about. These three here, and this micro musher that I put up here on the top. These probably need their own power supply. And these two here on the top also need their own power supply. So let's do that really quickly. Large power transformer to the top. We need to tear out this floor right here that it is sitting on currently. I don't think there's anything in there, is there? No, the thing is completely empty, so we're fine. And I'm also going to put a bathroom up here. Why not? Probably can't hurt in the long run anyway. So let's do this here. Plop in the crown molding all the way through. More pneumatic doors. There we go. 2 cots. Just like that. And in the middle, another one of those statues right here. If you're gonna plop in a wall, gonna bring that up here. Gonna bring this up here all the way to the top. Actually, yeah, there we go. That's a hell of a lot better. And then we need to come with our power all the way to here as soon as we can. And then with another power wire, with a normal conductive wire, we're gonna come out all the way over to here maybe. Let's see, how can we get up there easiest? This here still has to be deconstructed, so that's probably the easiest way, yeah. Just gonna build a bridge right here, all the way up. This here will disappear shortly, all the way up here, another bridge. And then we can hook them all up, something like that. And also something like this here. There we go. And then the other one, this one right here, we're gonna bring straight over up, something like this here, all the way through there. Hook that up, all the way through, hook that up as well. And then last but not least, we're gonna bring this down, gonna connect it over right here and into there. There we go. That should connect all of them. And the reason why it is so important is because it does use a lot of power. We can see it right here, 960 watts, but it will charge itself to 40 kilojoules. And as soon as it is there, it will stop consuming any power. Until a dupe uses it, it will consume 10 kilojoules and then it will reload those 10 kilojoules with an amount of 960 watts. So they're not always on, they're just on very briefly for every single time a dupe uses it. That is the general idea here. That's why we have to set up another large power transformer and all the other good stuff that we are working on. So now it will probably be a few cycles until we are back. So dupes, let's get to work and let's get it done. And at the beginning of cycle 555, yes, 555, there we have it. We are over here on Abundino. Yes, the dupes are still building on Ingenium, but here on Abundino, especially here with our spawn, yes, I got a lot of comments from you guys asking me about this setup right here and why I did it. And I mean, the reality is you guys are absolutely right. There is a better solution, so we're gonna get rid of those. And the nice thing is that we can just break back in here without any repercussions because our temperature is only at 39.8 degrees and at the same time we have nothing bad going on in here. So we can just open this here up, a dupe can walk in and do whatever they want, which is very nice. And that is exactly what we have him do right now. So dupes, come by, deconstruct all this stuff, and then we are going to build a better mousetrap based on your guys' comments. And here we have it. The dupes over here have absolutely nothing to do, so they could do that right away. So we're gonna hop into shipping and grab us a conveyor receptacle. This little doodad right here. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it around into this direction, grab us a conveyor rail and plop it in. Just like that. And how the conveyor receptacle works is it takes 100 kilograms, and yes, only 100 kilograms of anything that is put in it on a rail. For example, sand. And then our auto sweeper here can grab it out of there and put it into here. So no more timing it nonsense, it will just always replenish when it has to. Simple as that. So dupes, let's get it built and then we will watch it in action. And here we have it, our receptacle is built and it has 100 kilograms of sand in it, and of course the auto sweeper will grab it and put it into our water sieve, or drops it on the floor and then grabs it from the floor. Not entirely sure what happened there. Gotta be some kind of bug, but I can guarantee you that it works like a charm and it will get refilled as soon as it gets too low. No problem at all. As a matter of fact, did it do it now? No. It is pretty unhappy because the pipe is blocked over and over again. Let's take a look at that real quick. Why is that? Oh, it's because we are feeding our electrolyzers with it. Okay, yes, that would make perfect sense. But we should probably build a runoff or something. That would be possible. But we don't really have a storage for it. It isn't really that important because latest when it is completely empty, it will get refilled with 100 kilograms. It's not really a problem at all. Nothing to really worry about in any way, shape or form. And now in our base, the dupes are just zooming around in their tubes. Yeah, look at that. I would say that is a hell of a lot more efficient. We still have the long commutes error over here, but it is what it is. Not that big a deal really. The dupes are already all the way up here on the top and are starting on our rocket platform. Isn't that something? That is going to be good. But before we do anything else, let's come down here all the way to the bottom. because this here needs to be optimized badly, my goodness. This needs to go here a tile, and here a bottle emptier. And then I'm gonna get rid of every single one of these ladders that are just randomly around here. And then I'm going to replace this ladder right here, all the way to right there, with plastic. Something just like this here. And we're gonna come all the way across here to make it a little bit easier, because the dupes can't actually really walk here, so it is a little bit pointless. And then, most importantly, what I want to do is I want to lay out plastic tiles all the way along here, literally from here all the way over to the right. Something, yeah, you could say like this here, with the exception of this one, and then this one right here also not. But everything else should be plastic, and the reason for it is, when we take a look here, our plastic tiles give us a run speed of plus 50%. And that is exactly what we need, because there is going to be a lot of ice and other things that have to be transported out of here, and the faster we can do that, the better it is. As a matter of fact, I should have built plastic tiles here already for the construction of our steam vent tamer, but well, it is what it is. We can always correct our errors later, even though it is not optimal. So dupes, let's get this here built, and then we will actually start digging. While we are still building plastic constructs on the bottom, right here, I put in some extra lights, and there's a good reason for it, because we need to plop hydroponic farms in here. We need more bristle blossoms if we want to seriously go to space. Our micro musher needs to put out a hell of a lot more berry sludge. So yeah, there is that. But we don't have any bristle blossoms. I mean, right at the moment we're harvesting those few that we have, but that is it. So we should probably fill the rest up right now. And that is exactly what we're going to do. In buildings, we're just going to deconstruct all of these here, and as soon as they're gone one by one, I'm going to manually plop in the hydroponic farms. Literally that simple, and shouldn't take any time at all. And just as predicted, it didn't really take that long at all, and the dupes even had time to clean up. So let's take a random one of these here, say settings, or better to say copy settings, and plop it all the way along here so we can actually get bristle blossoms in here. Let's make sure, yep, it is a number 9 priority, so the dupe should do it right away, kinda like the ace does right now. That should give us a little bit more bristle blossoms, mainly for our micro musher, that is what I'm concerned about, and that should be very, very good here in the long run. Meanwhile, up here on the top, yes, our rocket platform and everything else is ready. So I would say let's build us a new rocket. Yeah, let's line this here up a little bit. There we go. And let's see what we have here. We need first and foremost a petroleum engine. So let's build that. On top of that, we will need a spacefarer module. On top of that, we will need a large solid oxidizer tank. Right beside that, or right on top of it, better to say, a large liquid fuel tank. A trailblazer module, a gas cargo canister, and then last but not least a battery module, solar panel, 2 of them, and then if we can, maybe not, maybe that is one too many, no, it shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure. Why can't I build a nose cone? Let's see, let's get rid of this one here, or swap this module for a different one. Now I can put in a nose cone. Okay, not entirely sure what that is all about, but we will check that out as soon as the dupes have it all built. All of this here needs a number 9 priority, of course, and as soon as we have it, we will take a look into the interior of our spacefarer module. Also, that is going to be a good exercise because we are just using a blueprint. So let's wait for this to be built, and then we will see what we can do next. And then, while the dupes are building our rocket down here on the bottom, yes, all of this plastic here is done, so we might as well start digging into here. So let's do precisely that. We are, well, as a matter of fact, let me grab some plastic ladders here, because might as well make these here plastic as well while we are at it, just to speed it up a tiny little bit. So let's see if we come this deep. Can we dig straight over? Yes, we can, no problem at all. That is wonderful. That's exactly what we need. So let's plop in one of these here as well. And then last but not least, let's see here. Probably something like this here. We should probably at least isolate it a little bit here from the left. That's probably a good idea. Alright, and then we of course also need to dig over here, all the way through, straight all the way to the neutronium, and then, yeah, that should be it. Simple, just like that. Okay, let's see what we are working with over here, and then we will see if we can actually tame this thing. Okay, so here we have Luma Plays, and he's building the nose cone. Let's take a look at our solar panel. Can we squeeze in now another one? Yes, we can, and our rocket is ready to go. Look at this, isn't that something? So, let's build the rest that we need. First of all, let's give it some power here. Here we have a power wire. Then in F6, we need 2 different things. We need fuel, which is our top line right here, all the way through and into there. And then we will need a liquid bridge. because we also will need some water. Since this thing here is not autonomous, therefore we will also need a pilot. And theoretically, that should be all of it. Yes, at least for right this second. Because right over here is where we will supply it with oxygen. But that will have to wait a few seconds because we will need to get rid of this ladder right here. So, let's take a look into the interior while we are here as well. I'm going to tear out this thing right here. That is going to be important. We don't need it anymore. And then when I go into blueprints, let's take a look here. What do we have? Our telescope interior. This here is what I'm going to plop in here. And it is an exact copy of our planetoid, or better to say of our rocket, not planetoid, over here. This one here on the left. When we take a look into the interior, this is what it's going to look like. These are all the components that we need. We already have it, so why reinvent the wheel? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a blueprint and call it a day. That is the most efficient way of getting it done. So Dupes, let's make sure we deconstruct this thing in there so we can actually get started on the construction work. Okay, all of this here has been completed. This here is gone, so we are looking very good. So what we have to do is we need to go into plumbing. Doesn't matter which one we do first. A liquid rocket port loader. I just want to have it here. Is it absolutely necessary for what we're doing right now? No. But having it and not needing it is a hell of a lot better than needing it and not having it. Therefore, let's plop it in and call it a day. Next on the list in ventilation, we have the gas rocket port loader. We can just plop it right beside it. Something like this here should get the job done. And then what we can do is plop another one of these here down just because we can. So let's go ahead and put in the ladder as well because once again we can. Might as well do it while we have the opportunity. It's literally this simple and then we can use it whenever we want to in the future. There we go. That should do it. But this here is absolutely not crucial. What is crucial on the other hand is we need to go into the interior, then grab our blueprint and then let's plop that thing in here. And the only real thing that is important about this here is as soon as the atmosuit checkpoint is built, I need to disable it before anything else happens or the dupes will come in here, take off their suit and, well, die a horrible death from having no oxygen. And that is of course an issue. So let's make sure it gets a number 9 priority so the dupes actually do it and then we will wait for this here to be built. Up here on the top, our rocket system. Yes, let's take a quick look at it into the interior because yes, sure enough, it is completed and we are even getting oxygen in. And when we take a look into our F6 overlay, yes, we do not have water. Yeah, I forgot this one piece right here, but that is okay. All we have to do is tear this one here back out, build a ladder right there, and then put it back in. It's literally this simple. Then this here is completed and we can go on. But in our fridge, we need to go to edible and we need to find us our, let's see where we at, not nutrient bars. There it is, berry sludge. That's what we want to have in here with a number 9 priority. Everything that we make should go into this rocket because that is going to be the next rocket that we are going to use. Unless we're going to send chimps out for a little bit of databanks. But other than that, this here is our main rocket. So let's head back to Ingenio and let's take a look here. Yes, also this here is wonderful. Look at it. Yes, everything's completed, everything's done, everything's great. Down here on the bottom, same thing. And look at this here. Our dupes have actually dug all of this here out and I even put in insulated tiles and got a war seat out of it. Isn't that wonderful? But main thing is we can now get over here and that is what we want. So let's use another one of our nifty blueprints. This one right here, for example, which is the exact same tamer that we have used time and time before because it works. It is easy to build, it is very efficient, and it just works right out of the box. So, of course, a couple of modifications need to be made for this general situation here. So let's do that right away. Power wires. What do we have here? This needs to go, and then this heavy butt joint plate here. Yeah, we don't need that. That needs to go to the other side. Insulated tile, gotta go, so we can get in and out. Same right here, has to go. Down here, don't need this ladder piece, absolutely not. There are even more wires that we don't need, so let's get rid of them. And then last but not least, all these wires here we don't need either. Then the heavy butt wire can come all the way over, and then a heavy butt joint plate here at the very end. So, oh yes, one very important piece. We don't want to dig up this tile here, therefore we need to make sure that we can actually select this, where we add conveyor rail right here, and cancel the build. We do not want to build over this here under any circumstances. And then this insulated tile here is to go so the dupes can get over here and back down so they can the right side. I think that should be most of it for right now. Maybe we can open this here up so the dupes can get in there as well. And we actually have to cancel the construction for all of these tiles right here. There we go. These can be built, but other than that, that should be fine. And then we need to make sure we can also get up and down here. So let's do that right away. Let's build us a ladder that comes maybe down to here. Here we can come straight over, come down here, and then all the way straight over to here, and then all the way up to right there. Yeah, something like this here looks really, really nice, I would say. Let's make sure we give all the appropriate dig commands so the dupes can reach everything they're supposed to reach. Something like this here maybe. That should get the job done. All this here needs to be dug out. Here we have digging commands. And you know what, let's dig all of this ice up. Okay, now this here should be ready to be built, but we are not going to do that today. That is going to be for the next episode, so we can actually get this one here running as well. That is definitely going to be interesting how we are going to do that right here in the ice. It's going to be just as hard as it was over here, so yeah, it is what it is. But I'm sure we will be able to overcome those kind of difficulties even though it is extremely cold. But that is all I have for you today, because next time around we will go ahead and we will go to space, most likely at least, and we will definitely finish our volcano tamer on the bottom. So if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and of course comment down below. You know it, I'm always happy to hear from you. And with that I say thank you and peace.